Alright, we're going to do a different kind of video today. We're going to be comparing the time it takes for different heroes to kill Deathwing. Now, the heroes that we are comparing are any heroes who have either an ability or a talent that allows them to do extra damage based off the target enemy's total health, i.e. percent health damage talents. So, the rules of this contest is very simple. We're going to be using only the abilities that either do percentage health damage by themselves or the talents that allow them to do percentage health damage. Plus, we're going to have additional talents because we're going to be comparing everyone at level 20, so the other talents are going to be any and all talents that would either not do anything against Deathwing, or they're going to heal our heroes, or they're going to increase the damage of their basic attacks. So, in terms of what we're actively doing in the fight, we're only using any damage that is percentage health from our abilities and our basic attacks, and we're also going to use any and all self-sustain to ensure that we don't have to run around and die, because it turns out there are certain heroes in the game who just simply can't 1v1 Deathwing like that. For example, Yrel, who just can't 1v1 Deathwing like that, okay? So, without further ado, well, we're going to use Sacred Ground to ensure that she survives, but that doesn't do any damage, so that's going to be fine for the timing. We're also going to use Sgt Hammer because that has a talent at level 16, which deals 6% bonus damage, and we're also going to use Vindication to keep her alive. That's basically it. So, without further ado, 3, 2, 1... So even though her healing is going to do a bit of damage, that's fine. Now notice that Deathwing is impervious to crowd control, so we're not spacking him out of the circle. And that is how long it takes for Yrel to kill Deathwing using Righteous Hammer. Okay, the next hero is going to be Ganis. Now, Ganis has two things going for him. He has his ultimate, which is Dark Conversion. That's why I have him at really low health. And then we also have Will of Tichondrius. Third slash from Fel's Claws steals 3% of a target's maximum health. So, let's go. I'm also going to use Blind as a Bat. Oh, I don't know where he is now. So, auto attacks, come on, auto attacks. Come on, chase him! There we go. So that's how fast it takes Ganis to kill Deathwing. Alright, the next hero is going to be Cho Galle. Now, Cho Galle only has one thing going for him, and that is Uppercut at level 4. Surging Fist deals additional damage to enemy heroes of 7% of their maximum health. Kind of flubbed that. Whatever, that's fine. We're only going to be using Surging Fist because Surging Fist also has Power Surge, which reduces the cooldown, and Surging Dash, which also heals him, so we won't have to worry about that. So, 3, 2, 1, let's charge up that fist. It doesn't matter how long we charge it for. There we go, slapped his ass out of the game. So that is how fast Cho can defeat him. Now, as far as I can tell, Galle doesn't actually have any talents that have percentage health damage, but if he does, you're more than welcome to let me know in the comments. The next hero is going to be Imperius. Now, Imperius only has one thing going for him, and that is Burn the Impure. Valorous brand marks deal bonus damage, and that bonus damage is 2.5% of a hero's maximum health. Because it is a trait thing, and that trait thing requires Imperius to use all of his abilities, we're going to end up using all of his abilities. So there we go. We have all of these talents to choose from: Battle Hunger, Holy Fervor, Angelic Armament, Heat of Battle, Valorous Pursuit, Brand of Solarian. We're not going to use Holy Fervor because that adds extra basic attack damage, but otherwise, let's get into it. 3, 2, 1. And that is how fast you can kill Deathwing. The next hero is going to be Malthael. Now, Malthael has a lot going for him, so we're going to maybe be doing about 2 or 3 tests, we'll see. First off, of course, is his trait marks enemies, and those enemies take damage equal to 1.75% of their maximum health every second for 4 seconds, which means that we are using a couple of talents that are going to affect that. We're going to be using Black Harvest and Memento Mori, and for another test, we're going to switch Memento Mori with Mortality because that one is also going to be very different. But for this first one, we're just going to be using basic attacks, and we're going to use his Q in order to heal so he doesn't die, and we're also going to use Last Rites at the very end to seal the deal. So, 3, 2, 1... He's dead. So that's how fast you can kill him using Memento Mori and the sort of sustained damage method. And now we're going to use Mortality, which will mean that we're also going to use his W as part of the test. So 3, 2, 1, let's go. Let's see how fast this is. It might be faster. That's how fast you can kill him using Mortality. I think that was actually a little bit faster. The next hero is going to be Ragnaros. Now, Ragnaros has only one thing going for him, and that is Giant Scorcher at level 16. Empower Sulfurous burns enemy heroes for 9% of their maximum health over 3 seconds. This additional damage does not heal Ragnaros, but that's okay. So, we're only going to be using his Q. That's it. 3, 2, 1, let's go. And that's how fast Ragman can go ahead and kill Deathwing. The next one is going to be TBF Varian. So Twin Blades Varian has only one thing going for him, and that's actually Juggernaut. So Juggernaut allows Charge to deal bonus damage to enemy heroes equal to 4% of their maximum health. So we're just going to be charging at Deathwing and using our very fast auto attacks. Too angry to die. So 3, 2, 1. So that is how fast TBF Varian can kill Deathwing. The next hero is going to be Artanis, Hierarch of the Daylam. Now, Artanis has one thing and one thing only that is going for him, and that is Titan Killer. Basic attacks against heroes do bonus damage equal to half percentage of their target's maximum health, but that is increased to 1.5% when empowered by Twin Blades. So, without further ado, we're also using Triple Strike and Zealot Charge because why the hell not? We're using Shield Surge so that we stay alive, and we're also going to empower our other basic attacks with Follow Through. So, 3, 2, 1. And that is how fast Artanis can defeat Deathwing, though through all of that health and armor. Alright, the next hero is going to be Leoric. Now, Leoric has a couple of things going for him, and we're going to be doing 2 tests like Malthael. So the first one is that, of course, his Drain Hope deals percentage health damage just off the bat, so that's going to be really, really good. That's why we're going for Willing Vessel, Unyielding Despair, Crushing Hope. That will reduce the cooldown and also give increased damage. So let's have a look at how that goes. Plus, we're going to be using Death March because why the hell not? The final swing of March of the Black King also applies Drain Hope. That's just more Drain Hope. So in this test, we're going to be using W and R. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. That was fast.
Far too easy.
And of course, we're going to be doing the alternative method, which is to swap out 2 of his talents at level 13 and level 16. So at level 13, we're going to be using Spectral Leech instead. Basic attacks do extra damage and heal, and we're also going to be using, at level 16, Mithril Mace, Empower Wrath of the Boat King, i.e. just make his attacks a lot faster. So without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to be using his W, his R, we're just going to be having a much more powerful basic attack. So 3, 2, 1. Open with that.
Well done.
It looks like that might be faster. The next hero is going to be Sonya. Now, Sonya only has one thing going for her, and that is Giant Slammer at level 16. Basic attacks add Seismic Slam, which is her W, deal an additional 1.25% of her hero's maximum health as damage, and heal Sonya for the damage dealt. All we're going to be doing is basic attacks, add slams. So, without further ado, let's get into it. 3, 2, 1. Ah! And that is how fast Sonya can go ahead and kill Deathwing. The next hero is going to be Orphea. Now, Orphea only has one thing going for her, and that is at level 16, she has Bond of Anguish. Shadow Waltz steals percentage health. So, Shadow Waltz deals bonus damage to heroes equal to 3% of their maximum health, healing Orphea for 50% of the damage dealt. We're also going to be using Final Toccata, and we're also going to use Determination, although I don't think that really makes a big difference. The main thing is, with Final Toccata, we should be able to spam that Q if I can do it properly. So, without further ado, let's get into it. 3, 2, 1.
Killing blow.
Alright, the next hero is going to be Mephisto. Now, Mephisto has this thing at level 16 called Static Field. When Lightning Nova's damage bonus reaches 30%, enemy heroes within its radius take damage equal to 10% of their maximum health. So that should be really, really good. Now, we're going to be using this in conjunction with Mimics, so that's why I'm going to be using both Lightning Nova and Shade of Mephisto. Hopefully, I can pull it off and we end up killing Deathwing really, really quickly. So, without further ado, 3, 2, 1. I think I'm doing it. We're going to wait for... It's probably easier to get Deathwing with this. Oh, that protect was going to be a bit of a annoyance, so we'll kill him like that. So that's how fast you can kill Deathwing using Mephisto. The next hero is going to be Phoenix. Now, Phoenix has one talent at level 16, which is Offensive Cadence. Every third basic attack against heroes while Repeater Cannon is active deals an additional 6% of the target's maximum health. So we're going to be using that on top of Singularity Charge, Divert Power Weapons, which is our active, Target Acquire, which probably doesn't do anything because you can't slow Deathwing, and Mobile Offensive, although I don't know if I'll start a step. We'll see. So, without further ado, 3, 2, 1. That was fast. Zugi no hiro wa Hanzo desu. So Hanzo has one thing going for him, which is Giant Slayer. Enemy heroes hit by Scatter Arrow and basic attacks take a bonus 2% of their maximum health. We're actually going to be doing 2 tests with him. The first one is just using Scatter Arrows, and the second one is we're going to be replacing Simple Geometry with Redemption and seeing how that goes. So we'll start off with the Simple Geometry one. Hopefully I can get this to work. Fingers crossed. 3, 2, 1.
Target practice.
Slain.
That worked out pretty well.
Is that the best you can do?
And for the other test, we're going to be using his auto attacks and again the Scatter Arrow, except this time we have changed Simple Geometry with Redemption, and we are going to be using Giant Slayer as always. So we're also using Sharpened Arrows, so hopefully this makes a bit of a difference. 3, 2, 1.
You.
The next hero was going to be Cassia, but unfortunately for Cassia, there is just one small problem with the one thing that she has. For Cassia, at level 16, she has a talent called Martial Law. Basic attacks can stun, rooted, or slowed enemy heroes deal bonus damage equal to 3% of the enemy's maximum health. It's just one small problem. You can't slow, you can't root, and you can't stun Deathwing. You just can't. Alright, the next hero is going to be Tracer. Now, Tracer only has one thing going for her, and that is her bomb. And her bomb at level 10 with Quantum Spike, the bomb deals an additional 7% of a target's primary health damage. So, hopefully we can survive because we are Tracer, but this should be easy enough. We're going to be using our basic attacks. We're also going to be using our melee in order to charge up our Pulse Bomb as much as possible, although I don't think we're going to get another charge by the time we end up killing Deathwing. So, 3, 2, 1. Of course, the Deathwing AI is not going to do anything when you're just slightly out of range, so we'll just do that. The next hero is going to be Greymane. Now, Greymane has a lot going on when it comes to his ability to kill Deathwing using percentage health damage. Of course, there is his ultimate ability called Cursed Bullet, which is super duper good. For more information about that, check out Nubkek's video. But at the same time, we have Alpha Killer at level 16, Worgen basic attacks against heroes deal bonus damage equal to 3% of their maximum health. That's all of their basic attacks, which is why we're pairing it with Wizened Duelist for even more damage, and we're also going to get all of the W talents to increase his effectiveness by increasing his attack speed using Inner Beast. Okay, so without further ado, 3, 2, 1, boom! That was fast, wasn't it? The next hero is Jumpy Ass Lunara. So, Lunara has a talent at level 16 which is called Invigorating Spores. Crippling Spores grant 30% additional attack speed for 6 seconds. Basic attacks against the heroes with 3 stacks of Nature's Toxin, which is her trait, deal damage equal to 1.5% of their maximum health. So without further ado, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
This was never your last. Enemy slain.
The next hero was meant to be Sylve, but that's actually not entirely true because Sylve's trait, talent called Overwhelming Affliction at level 1, only works against enemies who are slowed. You cannot slow Deathwing. The next hero is going to be Asmodan. Now, Asmodan has one talent at level 16 called Total Annihilation. Globe of Annihilation deals 4% of a target's maximum health when you hit them with a Globe of Annihilation, which means we're going to start off by dunking on Deathwing, and then we're going to go in and just do some basic attacks, and then at some point, hopefully, we'll get to dunk on him again. So, without further ado, let's get into position. 3, 2, 1. Whee! That does a lot of damage. Now we wait, and now we wait, and now we wait. Boom. That is a lot of damage.
Slain.
And there we go. So that is how fast you can kill Deathwing by just simply dunking on him as Asmodan. Alright, the next hero is going to be Desert Bay Zagara. Zagara has one thing going for her, and that is Corrosive Saliva. When attacking heroes, hunter killers, and roachlings, deal an additional 1.75% of that hero's maximum health as damage, which is why we're going to be using Bile Drop, which I still maintain is a very unreasonably difficult quest to complete. I, for one, cannot complete it on a regular basis, but that's okay. We're going to be using it anyway. That gives us an additional roachling, so we have an additional summon that is doing extra percentage health damage. Also, we're going to be using Serrated Spines, because Serrated Spines is going to give Zagara some extra basic attack damage. I have kept her at what I believe to be a reasonable 128 stacks, which is probably what you should be aiming for by the end of a 20 level game. So without further ado, let's get into it. 3, 2, 1.
Impressed me, hero.
The next one is going to be Tychus. Now, obviously Tychus has the great big thing, which is of course his minigun. His minigun deals extra bonus damage to enemy heroes at 2.5% of their maximum health. So we're going to be doing two different tests. The first one is using In the Rhythm, along with Sizzler attacks, and that's the stuff. And we're also going to be using Titan Grenade, which also means we're going to be using Quarterback. And the second test is going to be basically swapping In the Rhythm with The Bigger They Are. So, In the Rhythm, we've actually got In the Rhythm at 200 stacks because that is apparently the general idea as to like what you would normally end up with in a level 20 game. I'm not 100% sure about that personally, but if you get a different average, let me know in the comments. But without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to first attack, we're going to use minigun, and then with Combat Tactician, we're going to dash and reduce that cooldown. So, 3, 2, 1. Don't even need to dash. Don't even need to dash. And like I said, the second test will involve using The Bigger They Are. Lowers the cooldown of minigun by 2 seconds, increases the damage bonus to 4%, while enemy heroes are above 35% of their health, but when they're below 35% of their health, minigun doesn't mean jack shit. So, let's get into it. 3, 2, 1.
Excellent.
So that's how fast Tychus can kill Deathwing. The next hero is going to be a Jimmy Boy. Jimmy Boy's level 16 talent is called Bounty Hunter. If Give Him Some Pepper's target is a hero, it deals an additional 3% of their maximum health as damage and grants Jimmy Boy armor, 10 armor, for 3 seconds. Activate Give Him Some Pepper to apply to Jimmy Boy's next basic attack. Awesome. Here's the thing. If you use complete quests with something called Veteran Marksman,
It's over 9,000!
and that's actually pretty hilarious, but it really fucks up the test. Boom! Not ideal. So instead I just basically manually got it all the way up to 60. Maybe that's a reasonable amount of stacks to have by the time you reach level 20 as Jimmy Boy. I don't know, I don't play him all that much, but without further ado, let's have a look at how powerful he can be against Deathwing. 3, 2, 1. Once you get that Inspire up, he gets a lot more stronger because he can attack a lot more faster, and that is how fast Jimmy Boy can defeat Deathwing. Alright, the next hero is going to be Bama the Hammer. So, Sgt Hammer has a talent at level 16, which is simply Giant Killer. It's the same Giant Killer from before. Basic attacks against enemy heroes deal bonus damage equal to 1.5% of their maximum health. We're going to be using this on 2 tests. The first of which is to just use her normal basic attacks and hopefully she can attack a little bit faster. So then we can see if she does a lot more damage than if we actually decide to go from a range and drop his ass using siege mode. So 3, 2, 1.
Hero.
Oh, that took forever. So let's try and do that with siege mode.
Ready to drop the hammer.
Boom.
No mercy.
So that's how fast it is for Sgt Hammer to kill Deathwing using Giant Killer. The next hero is going to be Varla. Now, Varla has a talent at level 16 called Manticore. Every third basic attack against the same hero deals an additional 5% of their maximum health as damage. We're going to be using this on top of Creed of the Hunter, Rancor for additional attack speed, and we're going to be healing ourselves with Temple of Discipline. I'm not entirely sure if Hot Pursuit is going to be all that useful, but you know what? Let's use it anyway. So all we're using are our basic attacks and maybe just running around a little bit. So without further ado, let's get into it. 3, 2, 1.
Foes will rue this day.
That was fast and easy. The next hero is going to be Falstad. Now, Falstad has a simple Giant Killer at level 13. It's the same as Bama the Hammer's Giant Killer, except for some reason Hammer's Giant Killer's at level 16. Question. I don't know. Anyway, again, basic attacks against enemy heroes deal bonus damage equal to 1.5% of their hero's maximum health. We're going to be using this on top of Seasoned Marksman and Nexus Frenzy so that we should be able to do a lot of basic attacks really damn quickly. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Whee! Where are you, Deathwing? Seriously, where are you? Alright, 3, 2, 1. And that is how fast Falstad can kill Deathwing. Ah, yummy! Fresh meat for my pub. So the next hero is going to be the Butcher. Now, the Butcher has a talent at level 13 called Savage Charge. Ruthless Onslaught deals extra damage at 10% of a hero's maximum health. So that and the fact that I've got my fresh meat stacks at about 240, probably not a reasonable amount. Probably should be a lot higher if you are even slightly decent. But either way, without further ado, let's get into it. Starting off 3, 2, 1. Doesn't do jack shit.
You've impressed me, hero.
That is how fast the Butcher can butcherize Deathwing. Okay, the next hero is going to be the single most dangerous creature in the game. It's Murky! Now, Murky has a talent at level 16 called Wrath of God. Enemies hit by pufferfish take an additional 15% of their maximum health as damage over 5 seconds. So, I literally couldn't get the AI in try mode to stand still. That's why I've got my friend to do this. So, 3, 2, 1. As you can see, Wrath of God does a lot of damage. Probably shouldn't have used my cube or whatever. And that is how fast Murky can kill Deathwing. The next hero is going to be Illidan. Now, 95% of the time you see an Illidan in a video, he's probably going to die. But not this time, because we are going to be using something called Fiery Brand. Every 4th attack against the same hero deals an additional 8% of their maximum health as damage. So that's going to be really, really good when you pair it with something like Demonic Form, which increases attack speed by 20%, and Unending Hatred, which increases attack damage as well. So hopefully we'll be able to kill them really quickly. Let's find out. 3, 2, 1. We're also going to use Evasion so we actually don't end up being part of the 95% of Illidons who just die immediately in a video. And there we go. That's how fast Illidan can defeat Deathwing. Alright, the next hero is not necessarily a hero who has percentage health damage, but he is Gazlo, and I can put a lot of turrets on the ground. So, 3, 2, 1. The next hero is going to be Charism. So Charism, of course, has 7-sided strike, which makes him do 7 attacks that deletes 7% of a target's maximum health. When you have Transgression, that goes up to 11 times, so we are going to get rid of 77% of Deathwing's health using 7-sided strike, or 11-sided strike, I guess. And just cause it also increases attack speed, we're going to use Deadly Reach as well. So, 3, 2, 1, Hoya!
Excellent strike.
And that is how fast Charism is able to punch and kick Deathwing all the way to Kingdom Come. The next heroes are the Lost Vikings. Now, the Lost Vikings have a level 13 talent called Nordic Attack Squad, activate to have all Vikings deal 1.5 or 1.25% of a hero's maximum health over 5 seconds, i.e., you know, it's a 5-second duration. It's inactivatable. So we're just going to use that and our shield to maybe not die. That's about it. We also have Impatience is a virtue because that's a really, really good talent. Otherwise, 3, 2, 1. We should be able to get another Nordic Attack Squad happening real soon. There we go. And that is how fast the Lost Vikings are able to kill Deathwing, the big-ass bad dragon. And finally, the last hero on the list, the one that I've been yelling and screaming for the past few months now. Hey, where's his rework? It's Tassadar. Now, Tassadar has one talent going for him at level 16, and that is Focused Beam. While Oracle is active, basic attacks against heroes deal an additional 1.5% of the target's maximum health as damage. So we're going to be doing 2 tests. The first of which is just going to be a beam test, and the second which is going to be the Archon test. So, without further ado, let's get into it. 3, 2, 1. So as you can see, while Oracle is in fact active, Deathwing's health goes down massively, and then when Oracle is no longer active, it's going down very slowly because, of course, it is the beam. We are using Mental Acuity, so within 15 seconds we can do it again, and Deathwing will be dead. Like that.
This day.
And so now we're going to be doing the exact same test using Archon. So 3, 2, 1. So this should end up being slower than the beam test, and that's because the attack speed of the beam is so much faster than the attack speed of Archon, that even though Archon is doing more damage per hit, the fact that we are doing more in the way of percent health damage should suggest that the beam is going to be a lot faster than Archon. But that is how fast Tassadar can defeat Deathwing using percent health damage.
Killing spree.
So that is all of the heroes, as far as I can tell, who can use a percentage health talent, percentage health ability, percentage health damage of some form. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. Did you think that someone was going to be faster? Did you think someone was going to be slower? Let me know in the comments below. Oh, if I missed anyone, feel free to leave that in the comments. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe for more Heroes of the Storm action, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.